Well, howdy there, folks. How's she going today? I hope everybody's doing really good. Well, I'm just getting ready to drill some holes in this one. I've got everything laid out, and I need to finish sand this and round the corners off as well. Before I do that, though, I want to locate the bridge and also get the net bolted on and get those holes established. I'm going to end up sanding my center line away and whatnot, so that'll be my last point of reference here, really. I've just kind of got this stuff sitting on here and kind of mocked up. But so basically, what you need to do is align the bridge in the center of that line. The neck also needs to be in the center of that line. So I usually make a little mark here between the D and G on the nut. And then you can look right here, if you have a 3 saddle like this, that screw is the center of it, okay? So once you get that all aligned, you're pretty much good to go. It's really just, a patch caster from there and putting it together, other than, the finish work and whatnot. But I'm going to check the scale length one more time, and we'll take another close look. Okie doke, we got it right up against the nut there. We're looking for 25.5 inches. So I think we're going to be in pretty good shape now. You got to make sure you got enough saddle and travel to accommodate here, which this is really exactly like the Telecaster that I, took all these measurements from. So we're looking pretty good here. Now, the bass string, as we know, is always back. You get this kind of lightning bolt shape on your saddles, strats, teles, that's just how it is. And I always kind of wondered why, and it's to do with the diameter of the strings. Bigger strings can stretch more than the smaller ones, so I believe that's the reason for it. Now, I could be wrong. If you guys have any different ideas or theories, feel free to leave her in the comment section. Okay, so the scale length's good and everything. Now, I did transfer my center line all the way around. That way, you have to be able to center the neck plate on something as well. So it's centered in the neck pocket. When you drill your holes through, you can't have that, offset at all. So I've done that too, and I just took an awl and after I traced everything out, laid out the plate on the back, I tapped some holes in. Now I did the same thing on the bridge here. I took my awl and I started every one of these holes. So that way I have something to guide me with my drill bit. I don't have to guess or look at a pencil mark. I know exactly where that's going to end up. So that's my personal thing. Again, I need to still do some shaping on this and everything, but, I'm probably jumping ahead a few steps. But I wanted to get this taken care of and make sure I had all this stuff straight and established. And, we got a good neck joint. I can pick the guitar up. It's good and snug. This is a Wengy neck. Kind of cool. It's kind of got an open pore feel. I'm going to change the nut to put a deer antlers knot on it. The fret ends are a little sharp too, so we'll have to take care of that. One other thing I need to do on this one has the thumb wheel for the truss rod adjustment. So I'm going to need to make a little pocket here, which I have marked out for that, and probably route the pit guard. This isn't the guard that's going on it. I'm actually putting a humbucker in this. I'm actually putting 2 humbuckers in this. I've got a double stack Seymour Duncan going back here, and I'm going to put a Gibson, I don't know, whatever I got kicking around. But I'm going to put a humbucker in the front, get it over with. We'll have one in the back. Probably push-pull, so I can split them or whatever. I don't know. We'll see. Haven't really thought about, the electronics, which to me is pretty basic because I do a lot of that stuff. So That's really the least of my worries. So I'm going to do an amber shellac on this one. Now I just wiped a little bit on a piece of ash here. That's what this body is. That's just one swipe with a cloth. I like the color. Shellac works really good to seal your grain up too. And it can, even fill in the pores. So it's really easy to use. The other thing I'm really kind of leaning towards with this, if you use unwaxed shellac, you could put shellac on here. You could spray poly or nitro over it. Then you could shellac. You can keep layering this stuff and put different stuff on it, and it doesn't react and mess it up. Like sometimes you put some sort of finish on or paint. You try to hit it with clear coat or something. It looks great, and then after about 3 minutes, it just orange peels and crackles and turns into a nightmare. So I'm going to run the shellac, and I like the color. I am going to put a black guard on here, thinking maybe even a black control plate. We'll see. But anyway, we're going to get this one drilled out and get the neck bolted on, get the bridge bolted on. I'll check it again, make sure everything is dead, not straight. And then it's just a matter of sanding, finishing, get it wired up, and I can't wait to take a rip on this. I have been getting a lot of parts coming in the mail here. So this is the Fender style jack plate, which is the recessed cup that goes in the body. I'll show you guys how I do that. I actually made a tool that actually does this. It's pretty slick and really easy to do. I did shoot a video on that, but I'm going to go through that again and show you guys how to do that. Now, I've actually even converted some of the square plastic, jack plates you'll see on some guitars. I've taken those off and put these in, and then I just plug the 4 holes. I'm not looking at it anyway, but these are way more durable and they last a long time. Okay, so I thought I'd just show you guys this too. This is the drum sander that I made out of the snowmobile drive shaft. And I've got some emery cloth wrapped on there on an angle. Got my drill on here. The battery's a little dead, but I can spin it. And I've got this sled here that I can, feed it through. And I adjust the thickness just by shimming the sled with different things to what I need. Now, this is just really just to knock some of the high stuff off and kind of level everything out. And I'll use a palm sander from there. But it's working pretty good. I got to, figure out a little different way to secure this or mount it to its own stand, but it really works well. I was very pleased. Okay, here's the other tool that I've been working on. This is my router sled. Now, I'm going to put a bottom in here, okay? And, something probably like a good piece of MDF or plywood or something. So I can set the bodies in there if they're rough or not the thickness that I want. And I'll be able to mill these down. I just got the bit in the mail today. I'll show you that too. So I can go back and forth. And I can also drag the whole router sled, this way as well. I can do a pretty good sized piece in there. Okay, this is the bit I'm talking about. This is 1 5/8 inches in diameter. It's over 2 inches of shaft too, which that's probably not a great idea to try to cut anything too deep with this right out of the gate. Now, a 1/2 inch would probably be a little bit better, but, you just got to use your head. Don't try to cut something that thick at first. Just take small cuts and take your time. And again, I'm not trying to mass produce guitars here. I'm just trying to make some good guitars with what I have. So this is going to help me out a lot as far as, say I get a piece of of wood that's just a plank. It's not planed or anything, and it's too wide to get in a planer. I can use this to surface it, both sides, and get that just as flat and true as it can possibly be. The bit was like 12 or 15 bucks on good old eBay. Okay, so the stand or the base that this thing is sitting on is actually a snowmobile lift. I used to use this when I used to race snowmobiles. I'd put my sled on here, and I built this. It's good for like 800 to 1,000 pounds. Now what you have is like a jack stand to a trailer. I just put my drill on here. Okay, now I can lay this thing right down flat to the floor. You know, if I want to sit in a chair and do this, I can. If it's just easier to see it from a different height, I have that option. So to get it up, just put it in forward and let it go up a little more. Okay, so that stands it right back up, as you can see. Now I thought about putting this on wheels too. I might. It is a little heavy, and you know, I think it'll be all right if I did put it on wheels. Now I'll have to level this bed to the stand itself, and you know, there's all that has to happen as well. But I think it's going to work pretty good, and it's going to be easy for me. You know, I'm just a one-man show here. I'm trying to do stuff, you know, the easy way. Work smarter, not harder. That's the old slogan. I'm getting too old and I'm all stove up, so I gotta start keeping that in mind. Okay, so here's one of the Explorers that I'm gonna build. I just got a pick guard. Now, you can't get a Destroyer pick guard for Ibanez. I own an Ibanez Destroyer, and that's kind of what this has been traced out from. But it really doesn't matter. It was a clone anyway. They're pretty close. The pick guards are different on an Ibanez Destroyer and a Gibson Explorer, though. I just wanted to point that out. All right, so I'm going to build two of these. These are going to be set neck, both of them. I did shoot a video, I think it was yesterday when I got this neck. Now, this is a mahogany neck, set neck, rosewood board, and really nice. Got a nice profile. It's got medium fret wire in it. It was an exceptional deal. So I got to get that laid out as well, but it already looks the part, right? Man, I love the looks of them Explorers. They're just such a cool design. The body shape, that headstock. Van Halen, Women and Children First. When I saw that album cover and saw that headstock and that shape, that was it. I wanted one. Now, a lot of people don't even know that the Ibanez Destroyer was used on the first Van Halen record. So, like I said, I need to, you know, lay this out, get a center line on it, get everything established, transfer it onto the other Explorer that I'm going to build, and get going on these ones too. I also got a Mustang traced out, Fender Mustang. This is my little shop spot where I sit and take a break, and whatever's on the wall hanger there is what I'm usually noodling on. So the Mustang is a fun guitar to play. I really do enjoy those as well. So anyway, things are moving forward. I'm ordering some tools and just things that I need along the way. Okay, well, we got the neck bolted on. Everything is straight as an arrow, too. That is so important when you're doing this. I mean, you guys see me work on, you know, every kind of guitar: Squiers, Epiphones, Fenders, Gibsons. This is a main issue that I deal with a lot on, mass-produced guitars, is they're just not lined up well. The neck pockets are not tight a lot of times. And, it can take a while to figure that stuff out. At first, you're just so disgusted because everything plays wrong. It doesn't feel right. And, that's a big deterrent to try to diagnose it right out of the gate a lot of times for me. So I don't know how you guys feel about that, but it is a bummer when you pick a guitar up to play it and it's just not right. And I guess that's what keeps repair guys in business, because basically that's what you do as a repair guy. You're straightening out, someone else's mistakes a lot of times. But so, I've learned a lot about that, though. I know what not to do. Let's just say that. Now I'm going to make mistakes. It's just part of the gig. And, I just do it with a smile. If I mess something up and I can't salvage it, well, it'll go in a pile and we'll see what happens. I might make a cutting board out of it or something someday. Who knows? Anyway, you can't be afraid. And, this is a really fun hobby for any people out there that are interested in doing this. It's really not that tough. Once you get your body cut out and do all this routing and whatnot, it's just a matter of putting it together. It's like a kit, but it's your own, which is cool. And, if you put a little bit of effort into where the wood comes from, and, if you got Grammy's 150-year-old table that's in the basement and it's just going to go to waste, well, there's something to think about. Anyway, folks, I did plan on doing a little bit more on it. I'm going to probably at least bolt the bridge on and make sure that's square tonight. But I was getting a bunch of phone calls when I was trying to shoot these videos, and it always happens. Like, nobody wants to talk to me, and as soon as I turn the camera on, it's just one phone call after another. So it happens. I stop the camera and usually have a nice conversation with one of my buddies or whatever. So it's, it's one of them things. It's, should I keep shooting the camera, shooting the video and not answer the call? But, I always make time for people. And unless it's a scammer or a telemarketer, then, we all know what that is. Anyway, folks, thanks again for watching. Hopefully I can get this sorted out, and I've got a doctor's appointment tomorrow, but maybe tomorrow night I'm thinking about getting my electronics kind of sorted out here and go through the stash of pickups, see what we have in there, and try to map some of that out as well. And then it's just a matter really of just doing some finish work on this and wire it up and hopefully play it here pretty soon. I am getting anxious. Once you bolt the neck on, it's game on, right? So, yeah, everything lined up good, and that's really the most important thing. Take your time when you bolt this stuff on. I just got 2 bolts and they're cross-cornered, but everything's all drilled out nice and straight. I put it in the drill press, 1/8" bit. Good to go. All right, guys, we'll see you real soon. Be good. Okie doke. Thanks for watching, too. I do really appreciate all the views and comments. All right, we'll see you guys.